Good morning. I'm Henry from Mowers and Blowers. Mailbag. I ordered this from Nebraska off of eBay. Because I have so many tractors in the back and a lot of tires, I don't think I've ever purchased a brand new tire before, but I've bought a lot of inner tubes before. Because if they're dry rotted and cracked, you could always just put an inner tube in there and it'll work. So I have so many tires back there on those tractors that, with the cold weather, the pressure, the cold air does something to the air pressure, and sometimes if you leave it there for a long time with inactivity, a lot of those tires get soft and go down. I noticed yesterday when I was, working on that muffler that a bunch of tires were down and low. So instead of whipping out my air compressor, pumping it up, schlepping it all the way to the back just to inflate a tire or two, seemed like a lot of trouble. So then I took my bicycle pump, and I was like there for a long time, just pumping it, you know what I mean? So I remember when I was a kid, I used to ride BMX bicycles, freestyle, and I had a foot pump, and that foot pump always worked really well. So I figured, oh man, I just had one of those foot pumps, man. I could pump this tire up in no time without really exerting that much force. I was sitting there with a bike pump like this, for a long time, And then I was going to get one of those Air Hawk. Have you guys seen that on TV? It's like a impact wrench. It looked like an impact gun, you know what I mean? Has a battery just like it, like a drill, whatever, cordless, and you just recharge it, and you can pump up your tires. So I was going to buy one of those, right? It's like $60. And that cheap crap, the battery and stuff, you're going to use it for like a year and that battery's not going to work anymore. And then you're going to say, oh, how much does that battery cost to replace? Oh, $40. I'm like, I'm going to spend $100, in a couple of years just to pump up my thing, whatever. So I saw this on eBay for $10, shipped. It's one of those typical foot pumps. So I'm going to go and bring this to the backyard and try it out. This is just like when I had when I was a kid. Attachments. That's it. $10 shipped. So, this is UPS. Weighs 2 pounds. If you did this through USPS, Post Service, 2 pounds, you'd have to put it into a flat rate envelope. That's like $7 or $8 just to ship it in flat rate. I don't know how UPS is, but. So this cost like $6 or $7 to ship. And I bought this for $10 with free shipping. Did the guy make $3 off of it? Then PayPal fees and eBay fees? Tax? Did he make $1 off of this? How much did he get it for? 50 cents? So what did he make? 50 cents off of it? How do people make money these days? I have no idea. I'm going to bring this to the backyard. So we're going to go through all of my tractors right now and just see which ones require air. It's good. That's good. It's good. I had this listed for $675. It's my only tractor with a bagger. Works great. So those tires are good too. So this Poulan, as you guys know, I was working on this yesterday for the muffler. And my rear tire is down. That's right. Bobo was out here today and he ran right into the camera. That kid. There you go. Let's see. As you can see, this is Dunsky. That's right, Dunsky. I remember that my other one was a little bit bigger than this, but this sure is a lot easier than using your arms to pump it up from a, bike tire, a bike pump. Good for your good to exercise too, you know. Let's see, what's it's working on? Quads a little bit, and calves. It's like a stair climber. Get the juices flowing. So look at that. It's been what, a minute? It's pretty good. I have a feeling that tonight's gonna be a good night. No, that I might have to put a inner tube in here. I did order 2 8-inch inner tubes, but I wanted to save them for something that I really needed, you know. But being that we're almost in the time where most people will want to, I mean, I've been getting a lot of hits on people, you know, wanting to buy your lawn tractors. But honestly, though, they're all, you know, lowballing me. And I know when spring comes, I can get more money for these things, and I'm not in any hurry. It's not like I'm on Skid Row or something, you know. So I'm going to let this sit here for a bit and see if it holds that air. So this is the right rear wheel off of my Rodimus Prime. As you guys know, the Rodimus Prime is a tractor that I'm actually keeping because the unique part of it is that it's four-wheel steering. And basically, you guys have seen the episode on Rodimus Prime where I was this close to tearing it apart and throwing it out. But the unique draw of it was that it was a four-wheel steering machine, which I had never had before. So I thought it was very intriguing that I went ahead and, you know, fixed it all up and got it running great. A few months ago, I had actually put a tube in here, and I don't know why, but as you guys saw, I tried to use the foot pump to inflate it, and it came off the bead, and I had to try to fish the valve into the hole so I could pump it up again, and no matter how long I pumped, it wouldn't inflate. So I'm thinking, I mean, I put a brand new inner tube in here, but the problem was inside the tire itself had a lot of rusted metal shavings in there, maybe, you know, and maybe it punctured the inner tube, you know, under pressure. So which is unfortunate. And also, unfortunately, I have to use this rim because it's the only rim I have that's the 4-hole lug kind, you know. So I have to use this rim no matter what. I mean, I could change the tire, but I honestly, the tire is just dry rotted. Tread is still pretty good, and if I just throw an inner tube in here, it'll be okay. But the problem is, though, what's going to stop it from puncturing again? You know what I mean? So I have to kind of I mean, I'm dreading it for sure, you know what I mean? But I think I might have to take the whole tire off so I can clean the rim itself, because it's got, rust and peels of steel inside. So I'm gonna try to take this tire off, and then see what the inside. And as you can see, there was a ton of this crap. I guess it's a mixture of, I don't know, like maybe Fix-A-Flat, maybe a mixture of some slime, rusted chips, dirt, mud, whatever, all kinds of stuff in here, So it was no wonder that there was a pinhole leak here. I put a patch over it. I never really believed in patches, but it's just a pinhole, so I think it might work. And I'm just using a piece of tape here just to get the ends down and while it cures. But I wasn't going to take any chances since it was such a pain in the butt to remove this, you know what I mean, that I just put a brand new one in there. So I've got a brand new 8-inch inner tube in here. I took out all the crap that was inside of it, that. It's like a half a pound of crap in there. Go put this back on the tractor. So while I was trying to fix that, my mailman came again, Quinn. And while I was trying to fix it, he was talking to me. He was wondering why he hasn't seen me in a while, and I says, "What are you talking about? I've been here the whole time." He's like, "Well, not when I came." I says, "Well, I'm not doing this every day, like the whole 9 hours of the day, He goes, "Well, what are you doing when you're not doing this?" And I says, "I've been catching up on some shows." He's like, "Well, what are you watching now?" I said, "Oh, I'm watching Narcos Mexico. I just started season 1. He's like, "You're watching Narcos Mexico? Season 1? I said, "Yes." And he says, "You do know that Narcos Mexico is not really season 1, right?" I said, "Huh?" He says, "You have to watch Narcos first. That's season 1. Then season 2 is Narcos Mexico. And season 3 is Narcos Mexico season 2. And I'm like, "Come again?" Anyway, basically what he's trying to say is that I've been watching 5 episodes of really season 2. I should start with Narcos. That's why when he was trying to explain to me stuff, I had no idea what he was talking about. So I have to stop watching Narcos Mexico episode 5 and go watch Narcos. Otherwise, I'll be confused. I'm like, I'm kind of confused already. So anyway, I guess I'm gonna have to go and watch Narcos and let Narcos Mexico wait a bit. It's gonna take me 10 hours to watch season 1 of Narcos. In addition, I just finished season 1 of, what's that thing with Al Pacino in it on Amazon? Hunters, the Nazi Hunter. That was pretty good. Not that good, but it was pretty good. I don't know, I haven't started this Rodimus Prime up in all season long either. It's been sitting here. Has kind of an old battery in it, so I don't think it'll start. Plus it doesn't have any gas in it. But one thing at a time, you know what I mean? I'm not planning on selling this, so when the weather gets a little better, I'll summerize. That's not summary, summerize this machine. But just wanted to get that tire fixed, you know, bothered me. You know what? Look at this. This bothers me too. The Murray Select that I fixed. This has a this has a big crack on the tire. I have an inner tube in there. The inner tube is popping out like a balloon. I mean, look, I can't sell it like that. You know, I gotta change that. I gotta change that tire. So I just spent a good while putting tubes into tires, taking tires off of rims, putting tires back on rims to put tubes in them, and finally swapped out 2 rear wheels for this Murray Select. That ought to be good to go. Did another one too, I forget, and I'm so confused, but it was not fun, believe me. But so I just pumped up all the tires that I needed air, just so I can see tomorrow maybe, check them again and see which one has slow leaks and put tubes in them. But guess what came? That's right, my Chinese opposed twin carburetor finally came. While Quinn was talking to me, he says, oh, by the way, you have a package from China. I says, oh boy. I hope it doesn't have a virus on it. So, I guess I'm going to swap it out. This carburetor, as you know, is a 3-screw. It pours gas out like crazy. Couldn't figure it out. The 4-screw pours out gas too. Not as bad as this one. So I thought I'd give it a try by ordering a Chinese carburetor for 30 bucks. And we'll swap this out and see if it works. So here we go. Chinese carburetor. It's actually from New Jersey, Monroe Township. So you know what it is? It's a dude who has every Chinese carburetor there is. He buys them in bulk from China. And he sells them from the U.S. so that we don't have to wait a month to get it, you know? Which is a good way to do it, you know? As you know, you can order from China really cheap. So he just buys like 500 of them, makes a deal with the guy, super cheap. He sells them out of New Jersey. And he'll jack up the price maybe $3, $4 because some dudes like us will say, yeah, I'll pay $4 extra if I can get it in, 5 days as opposed to a month, right? So here it is. Here be the Chinese carb. Wow. It's nice. As you can see, there's no adjustment screw here. Choke lever, drain plug, throttle, there's a top. My concern was maybe the fuel pump gaskets with the diaphragm and all that was bad on those, because you don't know how long ago they changed them, right? Well, a new gasket kit would have cost 15. I just decided to pay extra 15 and get a whole new carburetor already built. So I'll just put it on there and see what happens, you know, because this is it looks identical to my 4-spool. Identical.
Identical.
So I just put the Chinese carb on, took 2 seconds, you know, really easy, plug and play. That little hook to the linkage, I think wasn't matched up too well to that plastic little grommet that's inside the hole. So I had to kind of push it in, so it's not, you know, made perfectly, whatever. But let's see, man. I know we're going to have battery problems, though. It's going to take a while for it to crank to get the gas to flow into the carburetor. Let's see. You guys think it'll work? I don't think it'll work. See if it's getting any gas. I don't see any gas pouring out of here yet now. it's idle. The choke is almost completely still closed. I don't know, fellas. I'm stumped, man. Still too much gas, right? Gas is shooting out just too much, right? And as long as when you open the choke all the way, it wants to stall. Like it's too much air mixture, you know? It only runs well on the choke being open just a slight bit, you know? Like that. It only works like this at full throttle, kind of well, you know? But still, gas is just shooting out, you know? But I'm going to get a spray bottle and see if both of those exhaust pipes are hot. So here I'm just going to test and see if both pipes are hot. That's steaming hot, so you know that cylinder's running. This one, while it's hot, it's warm. It's not like this, look. See that? Look at this one. Maybe this cylinder is not running. That's interesting. So if this one's not running, right, only one of the cylinders is burning up the gas, which is called, that makes sense. This cylinder maybe isn't running. Yeah, I shouldn't be able to touch my hand like this. That's interesting. Okay, we're getting somewhere. Let me take that spark plug out. This spark plug has a lot of Earl on it. I just checked for spark. There is spark. And it actually started up, you know, when I was cranking it just to see the spark. Let's do a compression test on this cylinder and see. And I stuck a screwdriver in there and I turned this thing and it hit the screwdriver. So it's not a blown rod. I can feel the piston hitting the screwdriver when I was rotating it. And maybe there's something up with the valves here. So I'm going to do a compression test on this cylinder and see why it doesn't seem to be running. Because there is spark. Maybe there's no compression. So here we go. Let's give it a crank. You guys see that? Let's see. All right. There's no compression in that cylinder. I think we might be onto something, fellers. I'm going to have to take that head off. At least we're making some kind of progress. I should have tested this stuff beforehand. At least we kind of know that it's not the carburetor, right? That it's something else.
thing off too? Yes, I do. So difficult. Got to take the bottom tin off too, just to get this side one off because they're clamped together. 5/16 in that bolt. Ah, nuts. Half inch. This is my first field removal of a cylinder head. Never done it in the field before. But it's kind of a nice day today, so no problem. I'd rather be watching Narcos though. Oh, look at this. This dude's got a galvanized steel bolt in there. I have a feeling it's stripped. I have a feeling we've got problems in this one. These are coming out pretty easily, fellas. I believe this is the last one. Holy cow! You guys gotta see this. Holy cow. Are you ready? Holy cow. I've never ever seen that before. Crazy, right? Holy cow. Well worth the video. I've never ever seen that before. That's cool. So valves are stuck open, right? What the hell? It's not, I don't even know what this is. Not a nut, it's a screw. Problem is, I can't get it out. The valve's not opening enough, big enough for me to get it. That's kind of an interesting problem. So let's see. I took off the intake magnet. Right? Could I magnet it out? Or if I now I did it. Or if I cut it. If I cut it, that might be I might do that. So I've decided that I'm going to drop the intake manifold because this screw here, even if I cut it right there, I can't get good leverage to make a cut because it's too thick of a screw, right? Remember what I told you guys about this carburetor, how it's, you know, vertical, and you have to be careful when you're taking off the 3 nut screws to take off the air cleaner base and stuff to drop in there. Well, obviously something dropped in there and got sucked through the intake manifold right into the intake valves. So I didn't want to try to pry it and get it out to damage it. So just using this torque wrench here, getting the intake manifold off. I gotta admit, fellas, I've never seen one like this before. This is a new one for me. I think it's pretty cool. So I've already loosened that other side. And there we go. I'm just dropping it. I didn't disconnect any. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to push this screw back in there again. The bottom at least. Without damaging the valve. I've got this magnet, see? I'm going to stick this magnet in there. Boom! Yeah! Yeah! Look at that! There we go. A screw was keeping the valve open. Therefore, we had no compression, right? And because we had no compression, this cylinder wasn't running. The cylinder's not running. It's not burning the fuel that it's supposed to be burning. Therefore, the fuel was just shooting out the top and it was running like crap on choke only. How about that? How about it? Man, oh man, that was really interesting. Wouldn't you say? Right, Boba? Wasn't that interesting? That was really interesting. That's never happened before. That's good content right there, fellers. Really good content. Now, let's see if it closes. It does. Yay! How long it's been how long do you think it's been like that? Top dead center, and you cannot turn them with your fingers, so I'm going to crank a little bit, see. Seems okay. Seems okay. Compression stroke. Gasket looks good. I'm just going to put the head back on. Let me clean this stuff out a little bit while it's open. So I found another head bolt. So this impact is rated at 200 inch-pounds, which is equivalent to the 220 inch-pound spec for the torques, specs on this head. As long as I tighten it up, it's very close. Alright, you know what? That's good enough. Let's put the intake manifold back on. Okay, I just put the intake manifold back on, the head's back on. I reconnected the spark plug on the left cylinder. I'm going to check for compression now after we did that. Might as well since I have the spark plug out, you know what I mean? So while we had nothing before, right? Still have nothing. Let's crank it a couple times and see. So look, it starts even without a spark plug in this one, and it's showing let's see, 75 to 100 halfway. So it's 85, 90. It's about 85 or 90. Compression's not that great, but I think once we get it started to run, it'll be better. You know, once the fluids are rolling and it's rolled up, you know what I mean? Put the spark plug back in. Hey, 85 is better than 0, right? Alright. Except we're getting something done today. Not just BS tires and stuff, you know? Alright, so let's see if it starts. Well, we know it's going to start. But will it run well now? Choke. Good luck! Idle. It's running great. It actually makes it go slower. That's awesome. So that was it. That was the whole problem with my the gas just shooting out like that. One of the cylinders wasn't running, it had a screw holding open the intake valve. Man, oh man, I should have done that a long time ago. Now I've got 3 opposed twin carburetors. Well, at least we know the other 2 are probably good, you know what I mean? Well, anyway, this Chinese carburetor, I gotta give it a thumbs up, man. Works great. Plug and play. 30 bucks. Boom. Just like that, you know? So listen, there's a lot of guys out there that have had that problem. I know there's this guy, a new follower, a new subscriber, Flying Bill. He said he had this problem. Better check both your heads, bro. See if both cylinders are running. If it sounds like maybe one cylinder's not running, you know? Or the compression's really low on one of them. I'm gonna put the tins back on, but how about that, huh? That's awesome. I'm stoked. How about it, guys? This thing runs great. Headlights and all. Boy, I'm stoked. I just couldn't figure out why it was pouring gas out, you know? Now we got that all straightened out. Turns out those carburetors are just fine. This thing runs like a dream, starts up really easily now too. This is idle. It sounds great. You know, I might want to put bigger tires on the front. Make it look like a butt motor, huh? Thanks a lot for joining me, guys. I'm fired up, man. Did a field repair today on a stuck intake valve. See you guys next time. Mowers and Blowers. Hey guys, support my channel, buy a sticker. Also follow me on Instagram @MowersBlowers. Check out my website, mowersblowers.com. See you guys on the next vlog. Have a great day.
See you guys next time on Mowers and Blowers.